In the spotlight tonight is Jerry Waldron from Ballymena, a consultant in public health medicine, and his subject is the Barsetshire novels of Anthony Trollope. Jackie Menzies from Fife, an admin officer, her subject, Mary Queen of Scots. Kevin Moore from Carshalton Beaches, a coach driver, his subject, General Sherman. And Sandra Piddock from Plymouth, a retired catering supervisor, her subject, the Poldark novels of Winston Graham. Hello and welcome to Mastermind with me, John Humphreys. We're at the semi-final stage of television's toughest quiz, which means, of course, that one of tonight's contenders will go through to the grand final. They may have been in the black chair before, but that doesn't make the ordeal any less daunting. As the clock counts down from 2 minutes, they must answer questions first on their specialist subject and then on general knowledge. So let's ask our first contender to join us, please. And your name is?
Jerry Waldron.
Your occupation?
Consultant in public health medicine.
And your chosen subject?
The Barsetshire novels of Anthony Trollope.
The Barsetshire novels in 2 minutes starting now. Throughout the novels, what name does Trollope use for a publication which is clearly intended to represent the Times newspaper?
The Jupiter.
Yes. Lady de Courcy suggests Martha Dunstable as a possible match for Frank Gresham. From what does Martha's fortune derive?
Oil of Lebanon.
Yes. In Framley Parsonage, Mr Sowerby informs Mark Robarts that his influential acquaintance, Harold Smith, has been appointed to which government office?
Lord Privy Bag.
Lord Pettibag. How does Trollope sometimes refer to Dr Proudie's domineering wife, Mrs Proudie, apparently to suggest the influence she has over her husband in matters relating to his diocese?
The She-Bishop.
Yes, or Lady Bishop. In the small house at Allington, John Eames is appointed as the private secretary to whom?
Sir Raffle Buffle.
Correct. When he's saved from a bull by John Eames, Lord de Guest suggests that the attack may have been triggered by what?
Too much feeding.
No, the sight of his red pocket handkerchief. Conway Dalrymple works on a biblical painting in Mrs Dobbs Broughton's boudoir, but later slashes it with his penknife. What is its title?
Jail and Caesarea.
Correct. Which eminent lawyer, who is the Attorney General in the Warden, is later consulted over the Scatcherd will in Dr Thorne?
Sir Abraham Haphazard.
Correct. Where in London is Lily Dale horse riding with Onesiphorus Dunn when she encounters Adolphus Crosby, the man who jilted her?
Rotten Row.
Yes. What's the name of the Scatcherd property where Mary Thorne goes to stay with the widowed Lady Scatcherd after Lady Arabella has fallen out with Dr Thorne?
Boxhall Hill.
Yes. When Miss Gushing hears that the rector of Greshambury, Mr Caleb Oriel, is to marry Beatrice Gresham, she gives up her high church practices to join which church movement?
The Dissenters.
The Independent Methodist. When Mr Sowerby loses Parliament seat in West Barsetshire, what is the name of the Duke of Omnium's nominee who defeats him?
Mr Gazeby.
Lord Dumbello. In Barchester Towers, who marries Mr Harding's daughter Ellen of Bold after the death of her first husband, the reformer John Bold?
The Reverend Francis Arabin.
Yes. The cheque that Mr Crawley is accused of stealing was actually given him by Mrs Arabin, who had received it as part of the rent for which inn?
The Dragon at Wantley.
Correct. What's the occupation of Orson Lupex, who lodges with Mrs Roper, I've finished the question, in Burton Crescent, along with his wife Maria?
He's a theatrical scene painter.
He is indeed. No passes. Jerry Waldron, you have 11 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Jackie Menzies.
Your occupation?
Admin officer.
And your chosen subject?
Mary Queen of Scots.
Mary Queen of Scots in 2 minutes starting now. Mary Stuart was married to which King of France who died shortly before his 17th birthday?
Francois II.
Yes. By which unratified treaty of 1560 did Mary and Francis agree, among other things, to stop displaying the English coat of arms?
The Treaty of Edinburgh.
Correct. What was the name of the governess who went with her to France from Scotland but was sent home after an affair with Henri II in 1551?
Lady Fleming.
Yes. During Mary's Highland progress in 1562, the captain of which castle was hanged for obeying the Earl of Huntly, who'd ordered him not to allow her to enter?
Inverness.
Yes. What name is given to the document that was supposedly signed by nobles, including Maitland, Argyll and Bothwell, which expressed their intention to get rid of Mary's second husband, Lord Darnley?
The Craig Miller Bond.
Correct. Which French poet was executed after being discovered in her bedchamber for the second time in the winter of 1562 to 63?
Pierre de Châtelard.
Correct. When Mary was returning from Stirling after seeing her son for the last time, she was abducted by Bothwell and taken to Witch Castle, where he is said to have lain with her against her will.
Dunbar.
Yes, what name is given to the letters supposedly written by Mary, but almost certainly edited or forged, which were used to demonstrate her adultery with Bothwell and complicity in the murder of Darnley?
The casket letters.
Correct. After escape from Loch Leven in disguise in 1568, she rode to Witch Castle after crossing the Forth at Queensferry.
Dumfries.
Niddry. In May 1568, Mary's forces were defeated near which village by those of her half-brother Moray, after which she sought refuge in England?
Langside.
Correct. In 1572, the Duke of Norfolk was executed after his involvement in a witch plot that involved him marrying Mary after a Spanish invasion.
Pass.
Who became her secretary after the death of Augustine Rollet in 1574 and wrote his History of Mary Stuart, which she partly dictated?
Claude Now.
Correct. What name was given to her proposal of 1581, according to which she would have ruled Scotland jointly with her son James, who repudiated the idea in 1585?
The Association.
Yes. In what type of containers were Mary's letters showing her involvement in the so-called Babington plot just transported from Chartley, where she was imprisoned?
Beer barrels.
Yes, after she'd been returned to Tutbury Castle, who served as her chief jailer from April 1585 until her execution?
Amyas Paulette.
Correct. Who during his first interview with Mary agreed to tolerate her for the time being and said that he was as well content to live under her rule as Paul was to live under Nero?
John Knox.
John Knox is correct. You had just one pass. It was the Rodolphi plot in which the Duke of Norfolk was involved. One pass, Jackie Menzies, 14 points. And our next contender, please. And your name is?
Kevin Moore,
Your occupation?
a coach driver.
And your chosen subject?
General William Sherman.
General Sherman in 2 minutes starting now. Sherman was born on the 8th of February 1820 and given the name Tecumseh in honour of a chief of which Native American people?
Shawnee.
Yes, what was the exact title of the military rank that had been established by Congress in 1866 for Ulysses S. Grant, which Sherman succeeded to when Grant became president?
Brigadier General.
General of the Army. What was the surname of the religious Catholic family that took him in after the death of his father in 1829 and had him baptised William?
Ewing.
Correct. Sherman ran the office of which San Francisco bank from 1853 to 1857?
Pass.
What was his first regiment, which he joined after graduating from West Point in 1840?
13th Infantry.
The 3rd U.S. Artillery. Sherman's heroic conduct at which Battle of April 1862 led to his promotion from Brigadier General to Major General of Volunteers?
Shiloh.
Yes, during the California Gold Rush, he first met which frontiersman who'd brought in the first overland mail to California?
Kit Carson.
Correct. In 1869, what position did Sherman hold temporarily in Grant's cabinet after the death of the incumbent John A. Rawlings?
Secretary of War.
Correct. Sherman's march to the sea ended when a division of the Union Army's 20th Corps entered which city on the 21st of December 1864?
Savannah.
Correct. What name has been given to his orders of January 1865 by which freed slaves were to be given land on abandoned plantations?
40 acres and a mule.
Correct. When Sherman rejoined the army in May 1861, he was made a colonel in which regiment that existed only on paper, which he was never to command in battle?
13th Infantry.
Yes. At a veterans' reunion in Columbus, Ohio in August 1880, which word did he use to describe war, having begun his remark by saying that many a boy here today looks on it as all glory?
Hell.
Yes. Which Union general who abandoned fleeing slaves to the Confederates during the March to the Sea was appointed by Sherman to end the Modoc Indian War in May 1873?
Thomas.
No, Jefferson Columbus Davis. What was the name of Sherman's son who became a Jesuit priest and conducted his father's funeral services in February 1891?
Thomas.
Yes. In his memoirs, which word did he use to describe the soldiers who foraged for supplies during his march to the sea? Finish the question. He admitted that some of them committed acts of pillage, robbery and violence.
Vigilantes.
No, bummers, oddly enough. Yes, quite. And you had one pass. He ran the office of the Lucas Turner and Company Bank. One pass, Kevin Moore, 10 points. And our final contender, please. And your name is?
Sandra Piddock.
Your occupation?
I'm a retired catering supervisor.
And your chosen subject?
The Poldark novels of Winston Graham.
The Poldark novels in 2 minutes, starting now. In the first book of the series, Ross Poldark arrives home in Cornwall after fighting in which war?
The American War of Independence.
Correct. Which mine, named after Joshua Poldark's wife, had been the initial source of his prosperity, but later caused his financial ruin?
Will Grace.
Correct. Ross meets Demelza for the first time at which fair when she's dressed as a boy, and he rescues her from a fight?
Red Ruth.
Yes, in Demelza, what's the name of the card game played with 32 cards in which Ross risks his gold watch, Demelza's brooch and his shares in Wheel Leisure?
Pontoon.
French Rough. What does Demelza recommend inserting into the tail of Sir John Trelawney's cow, Minter, whom she diagnoses as having tail shot?
An onion.
Yes, what does Emma Tregurl's promise that she will do for 3 months if Sam Khan beats Tom Harry in a wrestling match?
Attend Methodist meetings at the meeting house.
The widow Sally Tregothnan, who owns the Kiddley or bar in Saul, is also known by what name because of a willingness to add something stronger to her ale?
Sally Chilloff.
Correct. Who appears to have returned from the dead when he turns up the day before his own burial, only to discover that his wife has spent their money on his funeral arrangements?
Judd Painter.
Yes, what operation does Dwight Ennis perform to try to save Jim Carter's life after Dwight and Ross have rescued Jim from jail?
He amputates his arm.
Yes, what's the name of the child who was born in the middle of February 1794 on the night of a total eclipse of black moon?
Valentine Warlegan.
Yes, in The Twisted Sword, what title is conferred upon Ross by the Prince Regent before he leaves for France?
He's a baronet.
Yes, in September 1792, Ross's banker informs him that a promissory note for the £1,000 loan he took out 3 years earlier is now in the hands of which member of the Warlegan family?
George Warlegan.
No, George's Uncle Carey. Maurice Valéry offers Bella Poldark a principal part in which opera's first performance in France?
Barbara of Seville.
Correct. In The Loving Cup, Music Thomas mixes a cure for what into Katie's beer instead of the love potion he'd intended to give her?
Chilblains.
Yes. Reverend Whitworth's lover, Rowella, threatens to reveal that he has a scar on his belly and what other mark on his body in an attempt to blackmail him?
Pass.
What type of animal does Drake Khan release into George Warlegan's pond at Trenwith to the delight of George's young stepson, Geoffrey Charles Poldark?
Toads.
Toads is what he releases, that's absolutely right. And the pass that you had, the other scar, if that's what it is, was a mole on his left buttock. There we are. 1 pass, Sandra Piddock, 13 points.
Thank you.
So that's the end of the specialist subjects. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 10 points, Kevin Moore. 3rd place with 11 points, Jerry Waldron. 2nd place with 13 points, Sandra Piddock. In the lead with 14 points, close contest, Jackie Menzies. So the general knowledge round now, and if there's a tie at the end of it, then the number of passes are taken into account, and the person with the fewest passes is the winner. So probably better to take an educated guess than to pass, who knows. Anyway, let's get on with it and ask Kevin Moore to join us again, please. And your General Sherman is known as, what, the first sort of modern general?
I think so, yes.
Because...
I think, he had this total warfare thing, and I think he was the first one to use it perhaps aggressively rather than defensively. You know, when he was marching through Georgia and that, he would destroy everything possible. Towns were destroyed, the railways were ripped up, boats were destroyed, animals, everything. You know, it was just a complete wasteland.
Well, you have 10 points. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes, starting now. Which television character had the catchphrase "lovely jubbly"?
Del Boy.
Yes,
Doctor.
which structure was originally built in front of Buckingham Palace in the 1820s, but now stands close to the site once occupied by the Tyburn Gallows in London?
Marble Arch.
Yes, what instrument does the leader of a symphony orchestra play?
Violin.
Yes, Caribe is an alternative name for which razor-toothed South American fish with a reputation for ferocity?
Piranha.
Yes, which letter is represented in the Morse code by a single dot?
E.
Yes, in cricket, what term is used to describe a tail-end batsman sent in further up the order if a senior batsman is out shortly before close of play?
Night watchman.
Yes, which verse form consists of 14 lines of 10 or 11 syllables, rhymed according to certain definite schemes, often forming an octave and a sextet?
Sonnet.
Yes, which air base in Oxfordshire is the centre of the RAF's air transport capabilities, also the home of their parachute display team?
Mildenhall.
Bryce Norton, what word for a sentimental longing for the past comes from the Greek words for homecoming and pain?
Sentimentality.
Nostalgia. Number 1 Carlton Gardens has been the official London residence of which government minister since 1945?
Foreign Secretary.
Yes. What name is given to a small abscess that forms around the base of an eyelash?
Stye.
Yes. Adeste Fidelis is the Latin title of which carol thought to have been composed by a Jacobite sympathiser in the 1740s?
Come all ye faithful.
Yes. The name of which dance is the French word for scandal or tittle-tattle?
Pas les deux.
Can. Who wrote the autobiographical play A Voyager on My Father about his relationship with his blind barrister father?
John Mortimer.
Yes, according to a legend, which cheese was invented in Normandy by Marie Harel, who sheltered a priest from Brie at the time of the French Revolution?
Camembert.
Correct. Which actor narrated the 1964 film Zulu? Richard Burton. Which industrialist, along with Benjamin Field, designed the Pioneer sleeping car, which was first used in 1865?
George Pullman.
Yes. What name is used for the Roman Catholic Shrovetide Festival, celebrated in German-speaking countries, especially in the city of Cologne?
No idea.
I will tell you in that case. It is Fashing. And apart from that one pass, you have, Kevin Moore, 23 points now.
Thank you.
And now Jerry Waldron, please. A man who's interested in the Barsetshire novels and Trollope and all that. He wrote a lot of books, Trollope, in his time.
He wrote 47 books. He was a very prodigious writer, and he was almost looked on writing as a craft rather than an art. He got up at 5:30 every morning, and he planned to have 2,500 words written every day before breakfast.
Right, well, you have 11 points. Let's see how you do with your general knowledge. 2 minutes starting now. The term intestate is used to describe someone who's died without doing what?
Writing a will.
Yes. Which animals travel in mobs under the leadership of an old man or boomer?
Buffaloes.
Kangaroos. Which television series loosely based on Compton Mackenzie's Highland novels began with the story of a young restaurateur, Archie MacDonald, trying to restore his childhood home?
Pass.
In 1973, Edward Heath described the corruption scandal at Lonhro as the unpleasant and unacceptable face of what?
Capitalism.
Yes, the Prix de Jockey Club, first run in 1836, is the French equivalent of which English classic horse race?
The 2,000 guineas.
The Derby. Members of which religious organisation meet in churches called Kingdom Halls?
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yes. Ombra Mei Fu from Handel's opera Circe is popularly known by what name?
Softly Awakes My Heart.
No, Handel's Largo. What was the name of the school bully from Tom Brown's School Days who later featured in a series of novels by George MacDonald Fraser?
Flashman.
Yes. Which area of New York derives its name from an old Dutch word for farm because it's where Peter Stuyvesant's farm once stood?
Pass.
Which king, born in Selby in 1068, was the first English-born king of England after the Norman conquest?
William the...
No, Henry I. The acousticon, painted by Miller Rees Hutchinson in 1901 and used by Queen Alexandra during the coronation ceremony in 1902, was an early electrical form of what device?
A record.
No, a hearing aid. What name is given to a word that reads the same backwards as it does forwards?
Palindrome.
Yes, who directed and starred in the film Monsieur Hulot's Holiday?
Pass.
Which variety of cooking apple that turns fluffy when cooked is named after the local butcher in Southwell, Nottinghamshire, in whose garden it was first found?
Bramley.
Yes. In October 1998, which astronaut at the age of 77 returned to space, participating in experiments that studied similarities between the aging process and the body's response to weightlessness?
Pass.
The name of which weapon is thought to derive from the town in southwestern France where it was first manufactured in the 17th century?
Mangonel.
Bayonet. Which Nobel Prize-winning American novelist who committed suicide in 1961, I'll finish the question, lived mainly in Cuba after the end of the Second World War?
Ernest Hemingway.
Ernest Hemingway is correct. Your passes. John Glenn was the astronaut who went back into space at the age of 77. Jacques Tati directed and starred in Monsieur Hulot's Holiday. The Bowery derives its name from an old Dutch word for farm. And Monarch of the Glen was that television series. 4 passes. Jerry Waldron, 18 points. And now Sandra Piddock, please. You're keen on the Poldark novels.
Very much so, yes.
12 of them, and became an amazingly popular television series.
Oh, yes, yes. Not a patch on the books, though.
Not a patch, you meant to say that. Why? What's so great about the books?
For a start, television being what it is, you don't get the sort of, if you like, the stream of consciousness and the thought processes that go into making them such complex characters. Then, of course, it was sexed up for the television. Demelza was pregnant when she got married. Well, she wasn't really. It made good television, and I mean, well, Robin Ellis was everybody's dream, including mine.
Right, you have 13 points with your knowledge of the Poldark books. 23 is the score to beat at the moment. Let's see if you can do that. 2 minutes starting now. Steinway & Sons, founded in Long Island in the 19th century, among the leading manufacturers of which musical instrument?
Piano.
Yes, which British tennis player retained his SAP Open title at San Jose in February 2007, beating Ivo Karlovic in 3 sets?
Andy Murray.
Yes, by what generic name that's an anagram of expands are stretchy synthetic materials such as lycra known?
Mnemonic.
Spandex, the seeds of which wildflower with the botanical name Enothera biennis are the source of an oil that's a best-selling herbal remedy?
Poppy.
Evening Primrose. Which poet, painter and mystic's works include Songs of Innocence, published in 1789, and Songs of Experience, published 5 years later?
William Blake.
Yes, which Egyptian diplomat was Secretary-General of the United Nations from January 92 to December 1996?
Utant.
Boutros Boutros-Ghali. In which 1953 musical did Howard Keel star as Wild Bill Hickok, with Doris Day in the title role?
Calamity Jane.
Correct. The name of which vegetable is the plural of the Italian for a cabbage sprout or little shoot?
Broccoli.
Yes, which hairdresser born in 1928 grew up in the East End and created hairstyles known as the shape, the Nancy Kwan and the geometric 5-point cut?
Teasy Weezy Raymond.
Vidal Sassoon. Tom Sharp's novel Grantchester Grind is a sequel to which earlier novel set in a fictitious Cambridge college?
Porterhouse Blue.
Correct. The SI unit of power is named after which Scots-born engineer?
Pass.
Which derogatory term denotes any small country whose economy depends on the export of fruit?
Banana Republic.
Yes, situated on the Cotentin Peninsula, which main French port is served by ferries from Rosslare, Portsmouth and Poole?
Cherbourg.
Correct. Which American-born actor was responsible for the reconstruction of Shakespeare's Globe Theatre on the south bank of the Thames?
Al Pacino.
Sam Wanamaker, who in Greek mythology had the gift of prophecy bestowed on her by Apollo, who also ensured that her prophecies were never believed?
Cassandra.
Correct. Perth in Scotland stands on which river?
Clyde.
Tay, who partnered Barbara Dixon on the 1985 UK #1 hit I Know Him So Well
Elaine
from the musical
Page.
Chess? Elaine Page is correct. You had 1 pass. James Watt was the Scots engineer. You have 23 points. And now Jackie Menzies, please. And you're the expert on Mary, Queen of Scots. She was really just a baby when she was crowned.
Yes, 9 months old.
And that happened because?
Her father died 6 days after she was born. She never met her father. They died in separate palaces. Her 2 older brothers had died in infancy. She was the next in line.
14 points you've scored. 23 is still the score to beat. Let's see if you can do it. 2 minutes. Which American state gives its name to a baked dessert consisting of sponge, meringue and ice cream?
Alaska.
Yes. Which television drama series originally starred Amanda Holden and Sarah Parrish as rival hairdressers?
Cutting Airs.
Cutting It. Whom did David Cameron beat in the final ballot to become the leader of the Conservative Party in December 2005?
Pass.
In a novel first published in 1897, which fictional character landed at Whitby in the shape of a wolf?
Count Dracula.
Yes. The 1984 Winter Olympics were held in which city, then in Yugoslavia?
Sarajevo.
Yes. What phrase meaning no choice at all comes from the name of 17th century carrier who insisted that the customer hired whichever horse was next in line?
Pass.
Solgrave Manor near Banbury is the English ancestral home of which American president?
Lincoln.
George Washington. Which member of the saxophone family is built straight like a clarinet?
Coron Glaze.
Soprano. According to Mr Micawber, what results if annual income is £20, annual expenditure 19, 19 and 6?
Pass.
Will Young and Gareth Gates had a #1 hit in 2002 with which Paul McCartney song?
The Girl Is Mine.
The Long and Winding Road. Which economist, to use the example of a pin factory to illustrate the benefits of the division of labour, appears on the new £20 note issued in spring 2007?
Adam Smith.
Yes. What substance used as a fixative in perfume making is obtained from the males of a species of deer?
Pass.
Which rock in the Rhine near Koblenz is the supposed home of a siren who lures boatmen to their deaths by combing her hair and singing?
Pass.
Which word meaning to lift both shoulders is also used for a short cardigan worn by women?
Shrug.
Yes. Called the Day of the Dead in Mexico, what name is given in other Catholic countries to the 2nd of November when the dead in purgatory are remembered?
No. Pass.
The English composer Sir Richard Rodney Bennett wrote the film score for which highly successful 1994 film starring Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell?
4 Weddings and a Funeral.
Yes. Which international crime-fighting organisation, and I'll finish the question, was established in Vienna in 1923?
Interpol.
Interpol is correct. You had a total of 6 passes there. All Souls Day is the Day of the Dead. Lorelei is that rock, the home of the siren. Musk is the substance used as fixative in perfume. 1919 and 6 is happiness. If that's less than your earnings, you're happy. Hobson's Choice comes from that 17th century carrier. David Davis was beaten by David Cameron. 6 passes, Jackie Menzies, 21 points. So that's the end of the general knowledge round, but not the contest. Let's have a look at the scores. In 4th place with 18 points, Jerry Waldron. In 3rd place with 21 points, Jackie Menzies. In joint 1st place with 23 points, Kevin Moore and Sandra Piddock. So we have a tie-break. We don't have that very often. I shall read the same 5 questions now to each contender. The one with the highest score wins. We are not against the clock this time, so let me ask Sandra to leave the studio and Kevin to come up to the chair again, please. So, your tie-break questions. Which poem by T.S. Eliot begins "April is the cruelest month"?
Far from the Madding Crowd.
No, The Wasteland. The song New York, New York comes from which musical about 3 sailors on leave in the city?
On the Town.
Correct. During which geological period was coal laid down?
Paleontolic.
Carboniferous. What is the traditional topping of a simnel cake?
Sesame seeds.
No, marzipan. What is the name of the school in the BBC television series which stars Jason Merrills as Jack Rimmer and Angela Griffin as Kim Campbell?
Manchester Street.
No, Waterloo Road. Those are your 5 questions. So let's ask Sandra Piddock to come back to the chair now, please. And your 5 tie-break questions begin now. Which poem by T.S. Eliot begins "April is the cruelest month"?
The Wasteland.
Yes. The song New York, New York comes from which musical about 3 sailors on leave in the city?
On the Town.
Correct. During which geological period was coal laid down?
Stone Age.
No, the Carboniferous period. What is the traditional topping of a simnel cake?
Marzipan.
Correct. What is the name of the school in the BBC television series which stars Jason Merrills as Jack Rimmer and Angela Griffin as Kim Campbell?
Waterloo Road.
Correct. So, at the end of the tie-break, the total score is Kevin Moore, 24 points, Sandra Piddock, 27 points. Which means that Sandra Piddock is the winner and claims a place in the grand final. Congratulations to her. 96 contenders have been whittled down to just 6. One of them will be crowned the nation's mastermind. Do join us next week for a special grand final. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. If you'd like to be a contender on Mastermind, then please write to Mastermind, BBC Manchester, Oxford Road, PO Box 27, Manchester M60 1SJ, or log on to our website bbc.co.uk/mastermind.